I don't want to be anybody's way, so I'm like, wait. Right. You want to head over here or?
Yeah.
Then I guess maybe.
Hey. All right, we're gonna get started, folks.
Got it now?
Got it.
You know what? Turn on, sorry. Oh, yeah. Press there.
Second.
Everybody press the button on the mic stand.
Please. Yeah. 1 second. Doing an audible, just 1 second, folks. We're doing an audible, so I'm gonna get myself organized here. Okay, well, we're not gonna change the pledge of allegiance, so let's rise for the pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I wish to announce that a 48-hour notice was required under the Open Public Meetings Act was emailed to the Asbury Park Press, the Co-Star, and the New Coaster on December the 13th of 2022. That a copy has been placed on the bulletin board in the borough office and that a copy has been filed with the borough clerk. Shall I read the statement of determination?
Yeah, could you, Erica, please, you did all the work, so you do the statement.
Thank you. Okay. A statement of determination of the Board of County Canvassers relative to an election held in the borough of Bradley Beach on the 8th day of November in the year 2022 for the election of municipal officers for said borough of Bradley Beach. The said board to determine at the said election, John Weber, Meredith DeMarco, Jane DeNoble, and Alvin Patozzi were duly elected to the office of Borough Council for full 3-year terms.
Yeah, I won't hit the gavel until you order things. Okay, we're going now to move to the oath of offices, and this is the audible I'm talking about. We've got a fairly sizable crowd, so We're going to do the 3 fire officers first, because they do have a complement of folks with them, and they're probably going to want to head back to the firehouse for some festivities there. So I'll come down, start that, and then we'll proceed to do the council after that. So can I have the 3 officers please come forward? Don't be shy. Okay. Let's start with Ron, is that all right? Ron, I know. All right.
Do you want me to hold the Bible?
Yeah.
Yes, you have to pull them up.
Oh, you want her to hold the Bible?
Yeah.
I'm on up.
You're in charge, hold the Bible. Yeah, right there. Wait, no. Turn around, face the crowd. There you go. You ready? You ready? You sound not you. Okay, oath of office for the in state of New Jersey, County of Monmouth. Repeat after me, please. I, Ronald Minsky, do solemnly swear
I, Ronald Minsky, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the government established by the United States,
and in this state under the authority of the people.
and in this state under the authority of the people,
That I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform
that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform
all the duties of the fire department captain and vice president
all the duties of the office of captain and vice president
of the first aid squad of the Borough of Bradley Beach according to the best of my ability.
of the first aid squad of the Borough of Bradley Beach, according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Okay, that's it. We're just having some certificate signings at the end of the stampers.
I've got it right there.
Have the stamp, okay. Very official.
Thank you.
Thank you again, sir. John? This one? Okay, you two, if you could stand, turn, oh, John, you come over here. Turn over here. These people want to see you. You come over here. Stand there. Turn around. All right, you ready? Okay. All right, state of New Jersey, County of Monmouth, John Zeck, repeat after me, John. John Zeck, do solemnly swear that I will support. I, John Zeck, I'm sorry.
I, John Zeck, do solemnly swear that I will support
The Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States and this state,
and the governments established in the United States and of this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
That I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
perform all the duties of Secretary and Deputy Fire Chief
of Secretary and Deputy Fire Chief
and of the Fire Department and Secretary and First Lieutenant of the First Aid Squad,
of the Fire Department and Secretary and First Lieutenant of the First Aid Squad,
the Borough of Bradley Beach, according to the best of my ability.
the Borough of Bradley Beach, according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Okay, that's it. Sign up, please.
You have to sign my real name.
Yeah.
It's not in the bag.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. You should know the drill now, right? A little bit. Okay. Okay. State of New Jersey. Oh, we are. Okay, just to make sure we got that. County of Monmouth, repeat after me, please. I, Kelly Hagerman,
I, Kelly Hagerman,
do solemnly swear that I will support
I solemnly swear to support
the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
the Constitution of the United States and the state of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States and in this state,
in the United States and this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
That I will faithfully,
I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of Fire Chief
all the duties of Fire Chief
of the Fire Department of the Borough of Bradley Beach,
of the Fire Department of the Borough of Bradley Beach,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability,
So help me God.
so help me God.
That's it. We turn off our phones and let them pause. Did you sign it?
Thank you so much.
Okay, while we're kind of reshuffling here, see ya. What I didn't do is I didn't welcome everybody to this organization meeting and say Happy New Year. At our 2021 meeting, we organized via Zoom. And we thought we were at the beginning and end of COVID. Last year, right before the 2022 meeting, we went back into a Zoom mode and held the reorganization again via Zoom. It seems like we are again drifting into the end of the beginning, but I'm not sure at this point because our numbers are up all over the place. But we are here today, almost 3 years since COVID overwhelmed us, and we're still battling it, unfortunately. So we're just going to have to keep our vigilance up. I, for one, just celebrated Christmas yesterday at my house because of a COVID interruption. So I hope we can weather this triple threat during the coming weeks and months and get true normalcy returned to us. We'll see. I do want to thank, before we go into this next phase of swearing our council or new council, I do want to, again, because this has been a 3-year sojourn for them, EMS, DPW, police, administration, and OEM. Those are the resources that really executed and guided us through these challenges. And through all of this, we've been able to maintain a continuity of government. So I very much appreciate all the hard work. So with that, we will now move to the swearing in of new council people. That would be Meredith Markle, John Weber, Jane DeNoble, and Al Gutowski. And I will ask them to join me up front. And we have a couple people doing the swearing in. So if you could rise and sure. Yeah.
Yep, right here.
I got it.
Okay.
Thank you. So we will. Let's try to get organized here. Okay, through there. So let's start with, we're going to start with, who's starting with? Start with, well, James up, let's start with James. So we'll start, so we have Judge
Peter Paul.
Peter Paul. Nice to meet you. Your reputation precedes you.
Thank you.
So we have,
Oh, my niece Ella,
hello.
and it's my sister Margie, obviously. We're gonna get this hand, right?
Okay, good.
Ready?
Oh my gosh, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Oath of Allegiance and Public Office, Borough of Bradley Beach, State of New Jersey, County of Monmouth. I state your name,
I, Jane DeNoble,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the government established in the United States
and in this state
and in the state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully, impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all of the duties
perform all the duties
of councilwoman of the Borough of Bradley Beach
of councilwoman of the Borough of Bradley Beach
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're gonna have. Right, now we're gonna have Meredith Marco.
Oath of allegiance and public office, Borough of Bradley Beach, State of New Jersey, County of Monmouth. I say your name.
I, Meredith Marco,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all of the duties
of councilwoman of the Borough of Bradley Beach
of councilwoman of the Borough of Bradley Beach
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, now we'll have Councilman Alvin DeCosi. And we're back to.
Before we start with my, preliminary interview. Organic. I have a particularly large. After my swearing in, it's gonna take a lot of stage today. The other thing, along with my family joining me today, I want to make sure everyone is aware that Judge Peter Paul is also a family member of mine. The aunt of my daughter-in-law, Emily, and we just wave. So this really is for the good because of the quite a family affair. So thank you all for coming. On that note. Oh, you're gonna hold this one? Thank you, sir.
Yes. Okay. Oath of allegiance and public office, Borough of Bradley Beach, State of New Jersey, County of Monmouth. I state your name.
I, Alvin DeCosi,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully
impartially,
and partially
and justly
and justly
perform all of the duties
perform all of the duties
of councilman of the Borough of Bradley Beach
of councilman of the Borough of Bradley Beach,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
And Judge Peter Paul, thank you for giving me really small sound bites.
Well, it goes with the height.
Next to go is Councilman Tom Webber.
So this is what we call the hack dam, right?
We got-
With the tri-
Okay.
Oath of allegiance in public office, Borough of Bradley Beach, State of New Jersey, County of Monmouth. I state your names,
I, John Weber,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly perform
all of the duties
all of the duties
of councilman
of councilman
of the Borough of Bradley Beach
of the Borough of Bradley Beach
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Okay. So, let's move to the next part of the agenda. I want to thank, although he's not here, Councilman Sexsmith for performing the role of council president in 2022. Much appreciated by me, and sometimes underestimated, that he tried to really look at better organized, better organization of priorities and requirements of the council, but I thank him for that. Time for a roll call.
Councilwoman DeMarco,
Here.
Councilwoman DeNoble,
Here.
Councilman Gubatose,
Here.
Councilman Weber,
Here.
Mayor Fox.
Here. Okay, the next agenda item is the approval of minutes, December 13th, 2022, council business meeting minutes. Make a motion to approve the council meeting minutes. Second.
Councilwoman DeMarco,
Abstain.
Councilwoman DeNoble,
Abstain.
Councilman Gubatose,
Yes.
Councilman Weber,
Yes.
Mayor Fox.
Yes. Okay, approval of minutes for the December 13th, 2022 executive session. Make a motion to approve. That's not a yes or no.
Councilman Gubatose, you seconded? Okay, thank you. Councilwoman DeMarco,
Abstain.
Councilwoman DeNoble,
Abstain.
Councilman Gubatose,
Yes.
Councilman Weber,
I'm abstaining because I wasn't here and I didn't feel like I wasn't here for the last one either. So.
Mayor Fox.
Yes. Okay, we'll now move to, we have one ordinance, which typically we try to workshop ordinances before introduction, but this is pretty much a continuity of government ordinance. It's ordinance 2023-1, calendar year 2023. It's an ordinance to exceed municipal budget appropriation limits and establish a cap bank. It's NJSA 40A 4-245-14. First, I'd ask if there are any council comments on this. No, okay, we'll close council comments and make a motion to approve 2023-01. Do I have a second?
Second.
Councilwoman DeMarco,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeNoble,
I'm gonna vote no, and just a few reasons. I have not yet been introduced to the CFO yet, and I don't feel I can partially and justly make a decision on this. I have some questions I'd like to ask the CFO, and I'm just not comfortable on voting yes. So that just leaves me to vote no, but I do look forward to making that acquaintance soon.
Councilman Gubatose,
Yes.
Councilman Weber,
Yes.
Mayor Fox.
Yes. Okay, organization of mayor and borough council. Got really two things here. First, nomination of council president. I'd like to nominate Councilwoman Meredith DeMarco for the position of council president for the year 2023. I'd like to make a motion to move that nomination to the consent agenda. Do I have a second?
Second,
Councilwoman DeMarco,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeNoble,
yes.
Councilman Gubatose,
Yes.
Councilman Weber,
Yes.
Mayor Fox.
Yes. Second item is council liaison assignments. They are, I guess, most of the councilors or all the council has seen those. It's not really an approval process, it's just more informational. Okay, we'll move to new business consent agenda. There's a lot here, so I'm going to try to, don't think that I haven't read all these folks, but I'm going to speed read because there's 19 of them. So if I trip over my tongue a little bit, I apologize in advance. Because the consent agenda, we reviewed, sorry, keep me stable here. We, instead of having to approve each individual, we read through those and then approve them as a block. So 2023-1 is the nomination of council president. We just talked about that. 2023-2 is the adopting a temporary municipal budget. 2023-3 temporary debt service budget for 2023. 2023-4 establishes depositories for funds received by the borough. 2023-5 establishes change funds for 2023. 2023-6 establishes petty cash funds for the year 2023. 2023-7 establishes a grace period for delinquent tax payments for 2023. 2023-8 establishes a cash management plan for the deposit of all monies received by the borough. 2023-9 designates the Asbury Park Press, the New Co-Star, and the New York Star Ledger as the official newspapers and the internet website for Borough Bradley Beach. 2023-10 authorizes the Borough Council to donate 2 2023 adult season badges to various Bradley Beach nonprofit organizations. 2023-11 authorizes the tax assessor to act as an agent for the borough for the purpose of filing and settling tax appeals up to $20,000 on behalf of the tax district for the 2022 tax year. 2023-12 appointing Kimberly M. Humphrey as the borough qualified purchasing agent from January 1, 2023, December 31st, 2023. 2023-13, appointing Michelle Wiley as public agency compliance officer from January 1st, 2023 to December 31st, 2023. 2023-14, elected fire department officials for 2023. 2023-15, elected first aid squad officers for 2023. 2023-16, authorizing contracts with approved state contract vendors for contracting units pursuant to NJSA 40A: 11 to 12A through December 31st, 2023. 2023-17, authorizing.
Those are the individual resolutions. That's.
Oh, I'm sorry, it is
Okay,
individual.
that's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
That's
Thank
okay.
you.
That's okay.
You caught me right at the right moment. So I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda. I'll make a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Councilwoman DeMarco,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeNoble,
I'm gonna vote no on 2023-2 and 2023-3, again, for the same reasons that I have not met with the CFO yet. I do look forward to meeting that person soon, and I also look forward to the preliminary budget on January 15th, but everything else, I vote yes.
I think procedurally you can't. It's all or nothing at all.
All or nothing? Yeah, because it's a consent agenda.
Yeah,
So.
and we'll say yes on everything, but I still look forward to meeting.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Councilman Gubatose.
And just for everyone's benefit, for the future, we can always ask to single out items on the consent agenda that we want to at least discuss it, if not vote differently on. I vote yes.
Councilman Weber,
Yes.
Mayor Fox.
Yes. Okay, individual resolutions. Thank you, Erica, for catching me on that. Authorizing the reappointment of the Borough Tax Assessor, Eric Aguilar. Make a motion to reappoint the Borough Tax Assessor, Eric Aguilar, 2023-17. But I have a second.
Councilwoman DeMarco,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeNoble,
Yes.
Councilman Gubatose,
Yes.
Councilman Weber,
Yes.
Mayor Fox.
Yes. 2023-18, authorizing transfers between budget appropriations. Make a motion to approve 2023.
I have a question on this one, first, Mr. Mayor. It seems like a lot of the transfers are getting transferred to an account called dump fees. And I totaled it up and it's $250,000. And I was just curious if we changed procedures this year with, how we deal with garbage and recycling and bulk and everything like that. So I'm just curious. I know the administrator just stepped out, but did we underestimate how much we need to pay to, for dump fees to get rid of garbage by that much, by $250,000 that we need to transfer this much?
I don't think so, but I wait for her to come back and answer that question.
Okay. There's your
There's a question on the 2023-18.
So the transfers, a lot of them were being transferred to dump fees. I know we changed the procedure this year for how we deal with bulk and a lot of other things. So I totaled them all up and it was $250,000. So I'm wondering, did we underestimate how much we need to pay to get rid of stuff by $250,000?
Yes,
Okay.
the price went up that much, number one, and number two, the allocation didn't exist, and we started in the one part of the year, we had to take it from the old appropriation.
Yeah.
This will now put it into the correct appropriation for next year, and we have a better idea of where it should be charged now and how it should be charged.
Okay, thanks very much.
Mhm.
Then that's my question. Thank you for that.
Okay, make a motion for second for 2023-18.
Second.
Councilwoman DeMarco,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeNoble,
Yes.
Councilman Gubatose,
Yes.
Councilman Weber,
Yes.
Mayor Fox.
Yes. Communications, there's two sets of communications, yearly term appointments memo and various term appointment memos that we have in the package. I won't go through all of those. It's most of them are
Larry.
filled. I'm sorry.
You forgot 19.
Oh, I did. I'm sorry. Oh, yes, it's important.
Yes,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
2023-19. I'll explain this for 20 seconds so that people understand why we're asking for this. Typically, you need to get your professional appointments done by the 10th day of the calendar year. Because our first meeting is the 11th of January, we're asking just to push that by a day, not by through a resolution number one. The reason we're not doing it at this meeting is because we have two new council people. We want to afford them the opportunity to really review the professional RF request for position. So 2023-19 is approval to appoint 2023 professional appointments at the January 11th, 2023 council meeting. 2023 council meeting, yes. Have a second?
Second.
Councilwoman DeMarco,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeNoble,
Yes.
Councilman Gubatose,
Yes.
Councilman Weber,
Yes.
Mayor Fox.
Yes. Okay, on communications, we have yearly term appointments memo and the various term appointments. On that document, there's about 60 volunteers that comprise 10 committees and commissions. We continue to work very hard for the borough, and I very much appreciate that, as does, I'm sure, the council and the administration. We can now, I think, we're on number 13, we move to mayor and council comments, and we would start with Councilwoman DeMarco.
Thank you very much, Mayor, and thank you, everyone. This is one of those times where going first isn't necessarily an advantage, but I'll welcome everyone. Happy 2023. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here. I want to thank you all so much for your faith and confidence in me to represent your interests here at Borough Hall. And during my public service career, I've worked at state government, I've worked in local government, I've worked for nonprofits. And I have to say, local government is where democracy meets its people. There's no disconnect between government and the people who elect us to serve. We see each other while we're in our neighborhoods, while we're on our porches, while we're downtown, while we're at the beach, and while we're just running errands. And that's not to diminish the important work that happens at the county and federal level by any means. But in local government, we're living side by side with our constituents. And so I feel like we better deliver. And if not, I hope you do let us know. There are times where we may not agree on a path forward, but we have to remember that the person across the table from us has the same motivation. We all want to make our hometown a better place. They're just coming at it from a different place with different ideas and different perspectives, but we all have the same positive motivation in our hearts. I want to thank all the supporters who stood by me during the campaign, helped get the word out, who introduced me around town to their friends and neighbors, and also embraced in the vision that we believe in the promise of Bradley Beach. I want to thank my family for instilling the values of community service and hard work in me. And I want to thank my neighbors here in Bradley Beach, who 15 years ago when I moved in, embraced me. And I'm just so thankful that you're allowing me to serve on Borough Council today. I also want to thank my fellow council members. I truly believe in this team. I do think we can accomplish great things together. And I do believe we all want a positive path forward. And I also just want to thank you all for instilling your trust and faith in me as electing me as Borough Council President. I want to thank the municipal staff who came in on New Year's Day to help set up this meeting. I appreciate it, and we all do here at town. And I want to congratulate all the fire and first aid squad officers who were sworn in, and also on the first aid squad who are going to be doing their oath of office ceremony at 1 p.m. at the first aid building. I do want to encourage everyone to stop over there and congratulate them as well. So now that I'm thinking about the future of our hometown, I think we all recognize that Bradley Beach can and must be different things to different people. The Bradley Beach I'm envisioning is a place where young professionals and young families can plant roots right next to the retirees and the people whose families have been in this town for generations and helped shape the history and culture of it. I want to live in a place that supports small businesses and a vibrant, thriving downtown for people to enjoy who live here and for visitors to enjoy as well. I want to make sure we safeguard the pristine natural beauty of our beaches and our lakes and create opportunities for the community to come together, walk the boardwalk, and share in the fellowship of the Jersey Shore. I'm truly excited to see what the future holds for our hometown, and I'm excited to be a part of this next chapter. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Councilwoman DeNoble.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to thank everyone for being here. I'm surprised how many people are here the day after New Year's Eve. So kudos to you. And I do have a shade tree update. Dr. George Heflick, our chairman, has fulfilled his term and is stepping down from the commission. I would like to thank Dr. Heflick as he moves on after his 2.5-year term at the helm. George stepped up in the summer of 2020 to take on the leadership role of the newly revived Shade Tree Commission. As chair of the Shade Tree Commission, George rebuilt the commission from the ground up, no pun intended, working to define and refine a plan for management and preservation of our borough's treescape. In his tenure, the Shade Tree Commission received grants to fund a much needed first ever tree inventory, which was recently completed. The importance of this inventory will serve as a planning and planting guide along our borough streets, lakes, and parks. George has a genuine interest in preserving our natural asset, balanced with community safety. George and the commission have created a solid base for the greening of Bradley Beach. Under George's leadership, the Shade Tree Commission created the Honor Me and Wishing Tree planting programs, which have been a huge success in bringing volunteers and residents together while replenishing our trees. These are among many other initiatives, protocols, and resources the Shade Tree Commission created for our residents under George's guidance. As a friend, a commission member, and now as your council person, I'm grateful for volunteers like George Heflick, who come forward to better Bradley Beach for the sake of our environment and of our residents. George leaves us with a solid legacy of trees, strategies, and guidelines with which to follow. Thank you, my friend. You've planted the seeds for Bradley Beach to grow and flourish, and this time, pun intended. Thank you so much. Then one more thing on a personal note, I just want to say thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here and I'm happy you chose me. You chose wisely. I will work to the best of my ability to continue to improve our beautiful borough. And I do have a couple of fun facts. While councilperson Meredith DeMarco is the youngest councilwoman ever to be elected, I, on the other hand, am the oldest. And that completes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Gubatowski.
I can tell this is gonna be a tough year for me following Jane. Every set of comments. This is how I felt when we were doing videos together. Number one, first and foremost, I want to wish everyone a very happy and healthy new year. You know, it's just been a crazy couple of years. I'm hoping that we're all looking to a brighter future from a health and safety standpoint. But please, everyone, just have a wonderful new year. Thank you all for coming out today and supporting us, supporting the council, the fire department officers who were sworn in. And it's crazy for me to think of how many people, not counting my own family, of course, but how many people came out today on New Year's Day to support us. So thank you. I guess I want to make sure I officially do welcome our two newest council members, and I emphasize council women. It's wonderful to have both Ms. DeMarco and Ms. DeNovo joining the council this year. I think it's going to be a really exciting year for all of us, and I really look forward to a spirit of collaboration and working together. So welcome, ladies. I guess I did want to call out, although it's been mentioned already, but I wanted to make sure it wasn't lost in our transition to the consent agenda that the council unanimously voted to support Meredith DeMarco as our council president this year. And I think that speaks volumes of the respect we all have for Ms. DeMarco. So Meredith, not only congratulations, but we really look forward to working with you in that capacity. As Ms. DeMarco mentioned, First Aid does have their own swearing-in ceremony at 1 o'clock today. I think most, if not all, of the council will be there, and everyone is welcome to join that function as well. And I probably would have done my own little speech on behalf of Dr. Heflick for all of the wonderful work he's done for the Shade Tree Commission. I won't continue to add the kudos to you, Doctor, but you were a phenomenal leader for that fledgling organization. I served as the liaison for a while there, and I joined a lot of meetings even after I transitioned out of my liaison role. And it truly is one of the, if not the hardest working commissions, and that's not to slight any other commission in the borough, but that group just did a tremendous amount of work on behalf of the borough, and it was led by Dr. Heflick. So thank you, George. On that same note, with your departure and with Jane's departure, that commission does need a couple of new members assigned. So I just asked the mayor to look over the candidates that are available and to hopefully move fairly quickly in identifying appointments that the mayor alone would make. So want to make sure everyone's just aware that we have this great network of volunteer commissions and committees. And in an earlier comment, I included the BBBCA. It's not officially affiliated with the council, but a phenomenal network of volunteers. And I think everyone on this council appreciates all of our resident volunteers, as well as the volunteers we're recognizing today with police and I'm sorry, with fire and first aid. And that concludes my comments. Just again, Happy New Year, everyone.
Thank you, Councilman Cohen. Councilman Weber.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, Happy New Year, everybody. It is great to see this many people in this room. Although usually when there's this many people, something's wrong. Even if half of them were related to Councilman Gubitosi and all that, great to see a good turnout here. I want to thank my wife Bridget for being there for me and just for being great. And my son Hans and daughter Nora, thanks for putting up with all this stuff. I know, appreciate it.
Really good.
Welcome to new council members. It is exciting to have two new folks up here. And I think it's gonna be great, and I'm really looking forward to working with you. I too want to thank the fire and the first aid officers that were sworn in and are getting sworn in. And speaking of volunteers, because they are volunteers, I want to thank all the volunteers, because there's a lot of them. Many in this room, many not in this room, but that's really what makes the town work, and love that the volunteers step up everywhere. And there's an end game to all this volunteering. There's a couple of really good volunteers for the town down there at the, and that side of the dais there. So if that's what you want, that could be the end game. Just think back to 3 years ago, a brand new council came up here, and last time I did this, I like to say we had 2.5 good months, really 2.5 really good months, and then the pandemic hit, and we're all on Zoom and trying to figure out how to run the town by Zoom and all that stuff. So the lesson there that there's going to be challenges. We don't know, we may not know what they are, but there are going to be challenges. But I think we have a great group that is going to meet those challenges and make Bradley Beach even better. So thanks everybody, and thanks again for coming out.
Okay, it brings it to me now. So I'd like to congratulate our two new council members also. It's great to see that our council is beginning to look like Bradley Beach, not just one dimension, one gender, one generation. So that's great. So here we are. Happy New Year's to Happy New Year, everybody. Many thanks again. I'd probably overthank, but I don't think you can ever overthank Public Works, Public Safety, Fire, Police, EMS, and OEM. Our borough staff, the council and volunteers that made 2022 success. There's a lot of responsibility that goes with just about every position in town here, whether it be volunteer or one of the spots I just mentioned. But we continue to have a great community. We're blessed with both opportunities and challenges. If we work on them, and we have worked on them pretty well in a smart, unified manner, we can continue to be successful in 2023 and beyond. We are ending 2022 in a fiscally sound position, and our financial systems continue to improve. It's an area we really tried to put some focus on in 2022. So in 2022, what are some of the kind of the big things, some of the headlines? Well, again, safety, you have to start with safety, security, and services. If we don't have a safe town, if we don't have a secure town, and we don't have services in our town, you don't get much done. So our police, fire, EMS, and public works continue to serve the community well. I want to just spend a minute, because this struck me a couple of weeks ago. It was a fairly, not big, but a pretty serious incident that happened in town that a lot of people don't know about, and that's still under investigation, so I can't talk a lot about it, but it had to do with stolen cars and people from outside our town. We live in a great town, but bordering our town, there's a couple towns with some challenges. And if you look at our town, we have one of the lowest crime rates in the area. And I'm sure that the towns that I'm talking about that not necessarily surround us, but are in our area, would aspire to have our crime rates, our low crime rates. And I think that's due to a team that's really dedicated to keeping us safe always. So I really appreciate that. I don't think there's anything. Are there any members of the police here?
Yeah, a couple on the back.
Well, Terry's but maybe you can convey that, Terry, because I think sometimes we just take it for granted, but y'all do a great job. So I very much appreciate that.
Thank you, sir.
So I'll just hit a couple of highlights for 2022 and then move from there to 2023. On affordability, we were vigilant in 2021 and 2022. We took our level of spend rate down significantly in those 2 years, about 60% our rate of increase. We want to keep that momentum and keep our spend low. our municipal levy is about 40% of the total tax bill, but our total tax bill over the last 2 years has averaged a little over $270,000 increase. You divide that into a couple thousand homes, you know, we're not killing people in the context of raising taxes. You know, there's appreciation, there's tax rates, and you can talk about all that jumble of stuff, but if you keep your spend low, you're going to be in good shape. So we're going to continue to focus on that. Main Street. I've been talking about Main Street for a while. The view, you know, I view the beachfront as kind of a priceless asset that we are the stewards of. But I think Main Street, we really need to be viewing as our 401k. What can we do on Main Street to invest and really get dividends from that? We did some preliminary work in 2021 and in 2022. This year, 2023 needs to be the year of taking it to the next level. So we need to really focus on a 2 to 3 year plan that makes sense. And we'll be working with the BBBCA, Better Bradley Beach Community Alliance, to do that. Paula Gavin, I know she's somewhere out here. There she is in the back. We'll be working towards that. So those are just a couple real high headlines. 2023, you know, I said last year we had a couple big challenges and opportunities, and some of them are still with us. The showroom theater closing, the Cinema Labs acquisition, that's moving forward. So that's something that we'll see in 2023, but we've experienced some of it in 2022. Last year, I used the term, the idea of a community center in a church. In the church, the borough purchased in 2020. We've had significant progress, and we're nearing final determination on that. It was a very laborious, difficult, emotional process, but we are moving forward, and I think we've got a path forward. We got to, you know, affordability. I think we achieved it. We got Main Street started. Coastal resilience and our beachfront, I think we're just don't have enough progress. We need to work harder on that this year. The south part of our town is very vulnerable, and I want to really take steps with the DEP, and Avon's actually willing to partner with us on that. So we're going to try to get that off the ground. Infrastructure. Anybody who drove through town last year, I'm sure there were a few words that came out of your mouth that weren't happy birthday and happy days are here again. You know, it was a tough year from the perspective of our roads were in disarray, but we did get the biggest part of our phasing done, phase 2. We still have more phases done. We've got a lot of the paving done. We were able to, the weather cooperated, so we made some significant progress. We have some more, a lot more though, infrastructure. We've got 2 outfall pipes that need some significant work. We're going to start on Sylvan Lake and McCabe Avenue sometime in January. We're meeting with the county and our coastal engineer to get that moving so that we get to the summer and we have a good result there. So we've got a lot of things that were in 22 that we have to continue to focus on in 2023. Again, affordability, Main Street, our beachfront, our infrastructure beyond sewers, outfall pipes, coastal resistance, and our parks. We've done a lot of work with our parks. You're going to see some more of that this year. Hopefully we get a grant approved so we can really take a good shot at the recreation center, not the center in and of itself, but the area that surrounds it. The courts need a little bit of work, and some of the trees and some of the grounds need some work there. Kim Humphrey, our business administrator, who I'd also like to thank for her hard work this year, submitted to me about 5 ordinances that really need attention. The most important is short-term rentals. We'll be workshopping that and introducing early this year, as early as possible. We're really ready to go with the draft on that. I think we will close out the 319 Lorraine project. I'm not sure if that's sooner or later. We're waiting on some estimates on that, and I think we have a couple of paths we're going to go down. And then last, affordable housing. A lot of work's been done on that in the last 2 years, but we need to complete it, submit it, and begin to execute it. It's an area where we have had a shortcoming, but we need to get that off the ground. So in conclusion, I think we'll continue to seek feedback and communication from our residents and professionals. I know that We don't always agree on everything. It's a cost of progress, but if we keep focusing on the greater good for all of our residents, I hope we get most of it right. And I'm sure if we don't, you'll let us know. So thank you. And again, welcome to 2023. Okay, the second to the last agenda item. We're the record 55 minutes here, so let's see where we go. These public comments, 5-minute limit, single instance, and 5 participants. So are there any public comments? Yes. Councilman Manchin. Yeah, did I say that right, Mike?
Manchin. Thank you, Mayor Cox. I just want to congratulate the new members. On behalf of the Borough of Manasquan, remind you all that we do this together, right? The challenges that we face are not unique, although sometimes they feel that way. We've had a lot of success over the years, Mayor Fox and I, communicating, workshopping different issues. I obviously have a relationship with Councilmember Marco. Looking forward to working with all of you, and the entire Borough of Manasquan is there to help in any way that we can. Happy New Year to you all, and thank you for having me.
Appreciate that. I will say a quick vignette on Mike. I met Mike in 2018. I was involved in a political campaign, my first time ever, and it was making my head hurt. But of all District 4, the congressional district, of all those towns within that district, I really found Mike to be probably the most competent municipal chair in that whole district. So I very much appreciated working with him. I'm sure he still has that same level of confidence. Any other comments?
Mr. Mayor, question. I just want to ask this question. Is Bernadette Griffin with us? Ms. Griffin, I thank you. I just want to recognize you. I received a note from Senator Gopal that you were here as his representative.
Correct, yes.
Oh, hey.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
to you all.
Okay. How you doing, Bernadette?
But
You
thank
startled me.
Okay. You thought you were in trouble. You thought being called in and said.
you. You're double parked. by the way.
Yeah. Okay, if there's no other public comments, we'll adjourn at this point under 1 hour. Let's see if we can keep this trend going. Our next meeting is Wednesday, January 11th at 6:30 p.m. Thank you all. Have a great New Year's Day and be careful out there. Thank you very much. You need that. Motion to adjourn, Mr. Brown. Motion to adjourn, sorry.
Yeah. Second.
Yeah.